Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Uninformed Fan. It is Wednesday. Wednesday is the day that me and Jeffrey usually talk sports. Jeffrey, how are we doing today? I hope your poop was good.
What?
You heard me.
It's fine. We're here. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
A little caught off guard by that statement, but that's okay. Here we are. Let's pick things back up. How are you? How was your weekend?
We never dropped them, Jeffrey. We never dropped them. I was good. It was good. You know, I'm honestly just trying to figure out over here how to turn down the screen brightness so the sun is not directly in my face when I look at this chart here. But it appears to be not as easily done as you would think.
How's the whatnot going?
Whatnot's going great, man. Whatnot is going great. Couldn't be happier with that. We got a little NFL break going on today. Little Topps Chrome Hobby
Right.
NFL. Yeah.
Talk your shit, bro. Tell them.
Absolutely. That's what keeps the power and the lights on over here, boys. This stream is brought to you by Thomas Memorabilia from the Thomas Memorabilia Man Cave. Well, let's get into it, Jeffrey. Ready to talk a little sports? I know it's a sad, somber week for you. I get it. I get it.
You know, I mean, it's the highest, the highs, the lowest, the lows.
Can you turn your mic a little bit to the side? I don't know what happened, but
which way? This way?
Yeah, there you go.
Is that better?
Oh my god! Oh, it's so rich and juicy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's only been I've learned to deal with disappointment as a Magic fan for 30 some odd years now. The only thing that's frustrating is the memes that your friends who love you so dearly decide to berate you with over and over and over again in all the group chats that you're a part of.
Sounds sensitive. What's up, Justice? JJ, Rachel, welcome in.
What's up, y'all? Yeah. So So
is that a sensitive subject? You sound awfully sensitive all of a sudden.
About what?
About being sent memes.
No, it's not that. It's just, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. Yeah, that was a tough one for the Orlando Magic. You go up 3-1. You play really well, honestly, in game 5 and just don't get it done. And I had mentioned this to you. I said, you got to come out fight on game 5, because if you don't, you go play game 6, things are tight, and all of a sudden all the pressure's back on you because you don't want to go back there for a game 7. I had the enough fortune to be able to. Oh, Justice, I didn't throw my phone across the room. I'll tell you that, because I was in the building. I was fortunate enough to be able to have tickets and be able to go and watch the Magic play one of the best halves of basketball that I had seen since they played the Charlotte Hornets in that play-in game that I was at as well too, at home. So go ahead.
What?
They played phenomenal. It's 60-38 after the half. The defense is smothering. Shots are going down. It's incredible. We decide, I'm with Omar. We decide we're going to go upstairs to Jernigan's, which you don't know how the arena is set up. Jernigan's is basically like on the top level where all the suites are. It's where the buffet is. There's an open bar there as well too. Anybody can go in. You can run a tab, but whatever. We go to Jernigan's. I think we must have ripped 4 or 5 tequila shots in a row at halftime with people. And when I say with people, like Terrence Ross is up there walking around right next to us. We're high-fiving. Everybody's hugging. Like, it was just, like when I say the highest of highs, we could not have been more elated after the first half. And I remember Chad comes up to me and says, ooh, plus 900 on the Pistons seems promising. He left his suite to come tell me this in Jernigan's. And I go, yeah, I feel like though, as long as we just play like an okay first or third quarter, that we're going to be absolutely fine. And so the third quarter went by. We're still up to 10 pretty much going to the fourth. We're back down in our seats now, but the arena is starting to get a little on edge. And then, to watch that fourth quarter score 8 points, to watch the way that it broke down, 23 missed shots in a row. It
was quite impressive, honestly.
Not a timeout, not a drawn up play to get a nice action or a lob pass or just something, to try to get going towards the rim. It was just jump shot after jump shot after jump shot. And then
it was 45 minutes of actual time without a bucket being scored.
And Darren Rovell, who's an absolute fucking idiot, tweeted that out. God, what just a little man who sucks at his job. He tweeted that out.
My goodness.
He's terrible. He's had me blocked since the Rio Olympics or whatever. Because he's got small man syndrome, and I just pray that he doesn't, commit some kind of act of violence toward the people around him. because he's so frustrated with how small his dick size is. It's just, first of all, we didn't go 45 minutes without scoring. We made free throws. There was 45 minutes in between a made basket in terms of an actual field goal being made, but not between actual scoring. So that's why I say he's an idiot. And he tweeted out something that was completely false. And if he had actually done his research instead of trying to snag the tweet off of somebody else, he would have realized that it would have taken a 2-second Google search to just look at the game and look at how it played out, but he didn't. So we put that out there and everybody saw it, except for me, thank God, because he has me blocked, like I said. Incredibly disappointing, and there's no excuse for it. A professional organization should not miss 23 shots in a row. A head coach should not call 2 timeouts throughout that entire sequence at all, especially when you have more. And yeah, that was the end of the Magic season. And we knew going into Game 7 we could come in and have a fighting chance. And Paolo, shout out to Paolo, man, played his ass off in that first half. Was absolutely incredible. He had nobody to run with, and then all of a sudden, now in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes to go, you decide you're going to try to trap and press and play run and jump, which is absolutely fine. But
if that intensity was there 10 minutes ago, you might not have been in the same place.
Or maybe even in the entire series, you decided that maybe we want to try to press and play run and jump the entire time. Fine, cool. And then cycling all these players. But to do that, and then most of the rotations are terrible. They've been terrible for years. I've been yelling about this since the Cavs series when we made the playoffs for the first time 3 years ago. And now here we are. It's 16 years. We haven't won a playoff series. Mosley's fired. We're going to have some transition in this team. I would expect Billy Donovan to be the head coach of the Orlando Magic. I think that where there's smoke, there's fire. A lot of people are already talking about it.
Can we go back to Game 6 real quick though?
What do you want to talk about Game 6 with?
I want to talk about the fact that the Orlando Magic scored 19 points in the entire second half. 8 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Jeff.
It was the historic. Jeff. It was the worst half of basketball in the history of the NBA. It was the biggest collapse in the history of the NBA. It was. I mean, what else do you want to say about it?
The Pistons were up down 24 points, I believe, right?
In the third quarter, yeah, they were down 24, and we lost by 14. So
wow.
Do the math.
I just don't. I didn't. Yeah, I wish I could. I don't think I have a calculator that's going that far. I mean, I would love to see the shots, and I know you said that Paolo, he did have a great first half. I just don't understand what happened in the second half. He had. I was talking about
Game 7. Game 7, okay. He had an incredible first half, but
well, I mean, the Magic put up 60 on the first half of Game 6. They were looking good.
Yeah.
Held Detroit to 12 points. And it wasn't necessarily like Detroit just came out guns blazing. They only scored 24 points in the third quarter, 31 in the fourth. And it wasn't like, but to your point, my God, you made one bucket in 45 minutes, one bucket. And then, like you said, I mean, it just seemed like Jalen Suggs, bro. I was it him? I don't just throwing up just bricks after bricks. I get it. Keep going. What happened to Bane? Like, it was like this is what, in this day and age, somebody had money on that game. Somebody had money on Detroit. There's no other way to explain. As a professional athlete making $60 million a year, you can't hit more than one shot in an entire half? How many shots did he take?
Shout out to Desmond Bane, who ingratiating himself to the community. I heard he was at Rocco's Tacos yesterday for Cinco de Mayo buying shots for people at the bar. Shout out to him. But listen, Justice and Rachel,
if he would have made a shot.
Justice, Rachel, and Bianca can attest, right? Watching the Celtics this year, they shoot so many threes. There's times when you go cold and all of a sudden you have these scoring droughts, and you can't claw your way out of it. What the second half?
I mean, that's just, I understand, but that is a little bit completely different. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because that is the entire Celtics game plan, is to chuck threes. That's not the Magic's game plan, is to simply chuck threes all the time. But I mean, they were just Detroit was just letting them have it. I mean, why not?
Detroit came out and played harder. They jumped the Magic, and the Magic didn't respond. And it felt like I can't describe the feeling, honestly. It's tough to put it into words, especially being there and having to leave that arena. And I was crashing out. I was going off a 30-year tangent of Nick Anderson missed free throws, Courtney Lee missed layups, you know, stupid things that we've done, letting Shaq walk, Mike Bianchi putting in the paper of whether Shaq's worth $100 million in whatever poll that he took. I don't know who he asked if Shaq's worth $100 million. He had to ask some, I don't know, like 60-year-old that he associates himself with about that. And that's why Shaq leaves. Then the Dwight saga, him leaving, Tracy McGrady leaving. I mean, it's just,
it's just not a sexy place to play. Let's just call it for what it is.
It should be, though. Like, I don't understand. Like,
it's not a big city. I mean, well, I understand what you're saying, but you can't compare Orlando with Chicago, New York, LA. I mean, it's just Miami. I mean, come on. We're talking about big cities here, and Orlando's getting there. I will say Orlando's building up. There's a lot of good things that's happening in the greater Orlando area. But as far as like city living and stuff, it doesn't compare.
Let me ask you a question. Why does every former player who played here in Orlando still have a house here? Why do they raise their families here?
Shaq does not.
Why do they raise their families here?
Who still lives here?
Shaq sold his house like last year.
Yeah, because it sat on the market for 10 years.
He still had it.
Vooch
still lives here. I mean, Terrence Ross, obviously. Quentin Richardson. Austin Rivers has a house out in Winter Park. I mean, I think T-Mac still has a house that's around here somewhere. Vince Carter lives locally as well, too. I mean, like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get what shaman we pissed off in a separate life to be able to have the just the worst luck that we have. And so
we'll think of this way, Jeffrey. You got Chicago, which is arguably one of the greatest cities in the United States, and we still suck every year as well. And we are a destination spot. So
brother, I mean, you have 6 NBA championships in my lifetime.
Yeah, and we haven't done shit before or after.
But miss me with the poor pitiful me, please.
I'm not saying that poor pitiful me. I'm saying you don't understand why Orlando doesn't get the respect and the superstars that it deserves. I said maybe it has something to do with the big city or anything. You said no, it's more of a family oriented place. So I said okay. I go, well, imagine Chicago is one of those destination cities where people like to go to Chicago, New York stuff, and they still suck too. So I mean, I was trying to throw you a bone there.
My question is why do players want to leave, right? Why do players want to leave but still live here? But they want to leave the organization. I think it's because the organization from the top upper management is absolute shit. Alex Martins has been absolute shit for the Orlando Magic.
It's got to be just more money, right?
In here,
more money and the opportunity to win.
More money. You're keeping most of your money living here. Not to mention we're about to be done. I mean, we have no state income tax.
No, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes down to just contracts, I mean, up until the Paulo, I don't. Did anybody get those big contracts with the Magic? I haven't paid attention, so I'm asking. Like, you know,
everybody wanted to leave.
Are they making 60?
Everybody wanted to leave.
Magic.
Everybody wanted to leave. Like, I mean, it hasn't been like, they've said that they want out. They want to trade, whether that be Tracy McGrady, whether that be Dwight Howard, Shaq. I mean, the list goes on and on. And so I think this is a really important time for the Magic just because you need to cater to Paulo. We have mishandled superstars over and over and over again. And there's one thing that I will stand on. You can say whatever the fuck you want about Paulo. Paulo showed up. Paulo played his ass off. He didn't have a lot of running mates, but even in Game 7, he came out and I texted boy. I said, "Listen, guys, Paulo is going to ball out Game 7. I'm telling you right now." Then chat, there's a small sample size. We've only seen him play one Game 7. Yeah, I'm sure he played well, but whatever. I go, what about the Game 6 that he had? Against fucking Boston, where he balled out as well too, back against the wall. So it's just I know he's got that dog in him. Obviously, the reports were that him and Jamal Mosley had a ton of tension the entire year, that the locker room was not a great place to be in. It was awkward for everybody. the Magic came out and they were talking about through back channels that Jamal Mosley was going to be fired in the middle of the season this year. And they decided at the last minute to go ahead and let him play it out, get out one more stand, one more run, and see what happens. And obviously, you go up 3-1. Upper management looks like a genius. And then we see him just absolutely shit the bed for 3 games in a row. And it's like, oh, yeah, this is why we were going to fire him 4 months ago. And obviously people are like, oh, well, will they fire him the day after? And I hear all these former players who have, maybe played for Mose or have ties to him come out and be like, the Magic are terrible and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, y'all don't watch Magic basketball. And then you're going to sit here and have an opinion on a guy because you have a personal relationship with him. Miss me with that shit, please. He needed to go. He didn't have the locker room. The fact that you had multiple times this year where not only that drought, right, but they had the largest run against them in NBA history, right? Where I think it was the Raptors. The Raptors went like on like a 38-0 run against the Magic or something like that. Then you also had the third quarter of what was that? Game 2, where the Magic are tied or I think up at half in Detroit. And they go on a 35-3 run in the third quarter. These things are unjustifiable as a head coach. You have to be able to use your timeouts, and also it shows that your players, when push comes to shove, are starting to quit on you as well too, and you no longer have the locker room. So the Magic have a very important time right here to be able to hire the right head coach. They got to figure out their roster. Does Wendell Carter move on? Does Jalen Suggs move on? People want a rim protector. They want a shot creator. Paolo should not be handling the ball 50 feet from the basket. It's just not his game.
Would you say that the players, when push comes to shove, quit on the coach and quit on the team? What does that look like in your eyes?
It looks like what we saw, 19 points in a second half.
Is that just no effort? Missing shots, lackadaisical plays?
I mean, I think you see it on their faces sometimes where it's like they don't have faith that they're going to pull themselves out of it. There's no continuity. There's no whatever there. So
try that going into your work shift and see how that goes.
Yeah, it doesn't work very well. Sometimes it does, sometimes I can just not give a fuck and slow down and say whatever. But not what I really like to say sometimes. I will say this though. So obviously we were touching a little bit on I was about to go into the Billy Donovan thing.
Billy Donovan.
For people who don't know, Mike Miller, who played for the Orlando Magic, was drafted, went to the University of Florida, has close ties to Billy Donovan as well too. Years ago, he started his own sports agency. And so he is actually a sports agent. And real quick, let me just remember
Lift
the name of
Sports Management.
Lift Sports Management. And one of Mike Miller's very first clients that he ever signed was Paolo Banchero. And so he has represented him through contract negotiations. He also has Wendell Carter Jr. as well too. But he has represented him through contract negotiations and different things like that as well. And knowing Mike Miller's close ties to Billy Donovan, I think that there's going to be some sort of, familiarity there that they're going to want to be a part of. And I think that, Paolo will want his say and he should get his say. He is going to be the face of this franchise. And as a Magic fan, I'm completely accepting of that and completely accepting of the fact that when Seattle gets their expansion team, Paolo is going to want to go there because he's from Seattle and we're going to have our heart broken again. And that just is what it is. So I don't know where you go from here.
Boy, a lot of doom and gloom on this Wednesday. I was getting ready to say at least it's looking up for you, but
what's looking up?
I mean, the Magic. I mean, at the end of the day, at least you're in the playoffs now. You're competitive. Yeah, you choked this one away, but you took the number 1 seed to the ropes to Game 7. It's a step beyond what you did the year prior.
I'm so sick of fucking moral victories, Tyson. I've had them. This is the 3rd year in a row that you're trying to give me a moral fucking victory when we lose in the first round. Done. No, we have Jeff, in 16 years.
These are your teams, bro. I can't help. These are your teams.
I understand.
Florida State, Magic.
Yep.
The Bucks.
Yep.
Like I'm just being a good friend and here to support you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I don't. It is what it is, man. It's unfortunate. I think
so let me ask you a question. So I also saw some
and love on them every day.
I also saw Oh gosh, why can't Tom Thibodeau rumored
Yeah, I
as
don't.
the Magic as well?
I think that'd be ridiculous. I think you'd go from a guy who, just like Mosley, is a defensive-minded head coach who's not going to just let a star player do whatever. And obviously, the
All right,
Knicks.
well, hold on right there. What do you mean let a star player do whatever? Like, is that the key to not play defense? If the defense,
Not at all.
like,
I think Paulo's a very underrated defender, in my opinion.
so what do you mean by let
Plays
the
both ends of the
superstar do
court.
whatever? He's
I
not
think
going to let the superstar do whatever. What does that mean?
I think that you should have a head coach that is able to show your superstar a clear vision. I don't think Thibodeau has had enough success, in my opinion.
Well, neither is Billy.
Yeah, but I just think there's going to be a relationship there, and Paulo's going to overlook some things. So,
Okay.
Well,
obviously, again, I pointed out, I think that Paulo is obviously a great offensive player, and you saw that throughout the games. Some of the defensive stuff, I saw more in the later games, and I think I just have to go back to the fact of, I think he just might be gassed towards the end a little bit, and so he is conservative on where he exerts his energy, and I would say it was probably at least 70-30 towards the offensive side. So maybe that points back to what you were talking about, the coach and burn time and, the rotation of players, again, not playing Mo. And, I'm a Mo fan. Obviously, everybody knows that I'm a Mo fan. And when Mo came in, regardless of what you say, the crowd got fired up. The team was energetic. And then what's he do? He sits in for game 7. Now, again,
well, first of all, he didn't play Mo until game 7.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was game 6. I apologize.
No, that was one thing that Magic fans are pissed about. Where like, you need offense, bring in a guy who can actually spread the court and pull Jalen Duren out of the paint, who can knock down a 3.
He's just a hustle guy, man. He's just a hustle guy, and he's out there and he's doing whatever. And he just didn't play him. And I guess, Isaac, whatever, if he was injured or whatever, obviously, that there's tension there more than me. That was another key part. I thought that big man rotation. Now, again, the other guy, the guy from Georgia, played pretty well, I think, for what was expected out of him. But there was just no rotation, man. And I think, to your point, the game was pretty much on Bane and Paulo's hands the entire series. Jalen Suggs was non-existent. Anthony Black was non-existent. I just kept seeing bricks thrown up from everywhere. And they just keep chucking them. There's no drive to the paint. There was even no drive to the paint kick out for the open 3. Majority of them were contested. They were just bad shots. And I guess to your point, that's where the coach has got to step in and be like, hey, we got to figure out something else differently here. It ain't working. And to your point, I mean, you score 14 or 11, I think, in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Then you come out and put 8 and there's no adjustments. And to your point, they brought in the full court pressure. They started getting turnovers. Next thing you know, it was like, oh, wait a minute. And then Detroit's like, no. But again, I think that they got gassed from there. I mean, Bane was kind of non-existent. I still think that was a great trade for the Orlando Magic. I thought that he gave them. I think that you guys got great value, not value, but I mean, great performance and production of what you paid for. And I was the biggest one. Yeah, I was the biggest one. I was like, who's this guy? And then I watched him, obviously. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's good. Well, Jeff, shittier times ahead for the Orlando Magic. We'll see what happens. Maybe they just sell the team and that moves. Maybe that will be the Seattle team. Maybe we'll just pluck that out and just send it over to Seattle. That way, Paulo really doesn't have to switch teams.
Seattle already got granted expansion. So
I don't understand why it ever left.
I don't know. Them in Vegas.
And let's talk about that team. Let's talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously, pulling away from the Lakers. Austin Reeves, non-existent. But, Jeff, let me ask you a question here with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Is there ever been a more dominant team in NBA history that the majority of the fans could care less about?
Has there ever been a more dominant team in NBA history? Probably yes. That fans care less about? No. I think it's also the way that they do it. Like, you look at, like, the first half, and Shea is just literally –
it was terrible.
Like sprawling on every single shot. And I think it's going to be a tough matchup for Shea too. I think Marcus Smart's going to be able to check him.
It doesn't matter when you're that deep, bro. You got Alex Caruso out there, the professor, the senior.
Look, and here's the thing too, is that if they can somehow, like, they just need Austin Reeves to play better, bro. Like, they were in the game. It was like a 9-point game in the fourth quarter.
I think it was like 5 for 15.
Pulled away at the very end, but Austin Reeves is terrible, and you can't, like, they couldn't even beat the Rockets when Austin Reeves is terrible. It's just not something that can happen. Like, LeBron can't carry the load. He's not that guy. He's 41 years old. He needs running mates. He can do what LeBron does, right? Get out in transition, cause chaos, turnovers, Hit some jump shots here and there.
Cherry pick.
He needs running mates, bro. It's just you can't ask a 41-year-old to go win you a second playoff series after winning you one. It's really tough. So it's
Luka, man.
I don't expect him to be back. And it's not a great matchup for them. I think this is like a gentleman's sweep kind of a thing.
I saw this morning the odds on the Oklahoma sweeping them are now minus 105.
So stupid. So last night they had the odds for the Lakers to win the game outright. The spread was 14.5. The Lakers money line was plus 500. Oklahoma City to win by 34.5 was plus 450. So they were telling you that the odds were more likely that Oklahoma City would win by 35 than the Lakers would win the game.
So you took Lakers to win.
No, I didn't. Nah, Dean Wade told us, bro. Dean Wade has sold me. I don't want to get into it, bro. I do rebounds and props, and it's been a terrible run lately. Thinking about retiring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is other greener pastures out there. I was just saying with Oklahoma City, obviously being in Oklahoma City and Oklahoma, again, you want to talk about a non-sexy destination. Yeah, there it is.
The crowd gets lit, though. I mean,
the crowd's great, absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's like, does anybody outside of Oklahoma City give them the respect that they deserve? No. If that same team was in New York, what would happen then? You know what I'm saying? It's probably one of the most probably one of the most dominant teams in NBA history over this couple years, and majority of people don't care.
TJ's unbearable right now about the Knicks, and about how it's just. It's over, and the Knicks probably going to win the championship this year. And I want to vomit. It's like every time I want to root for the Knicks, because they're lovable losers. Their fan base sucks.
Well, I was getting to say, I just can't stand the celebrity shit, bro. Like, I don't dig that whole thing. Like,
I don't really care about that. They got diehard fans. I understand. It's just
there's some, and then there's some that are just there to be courtside to be seen, and I guess that's okay.
I mean, too. Tracy Morgan's diehard. Timothy Chalamet's diehard. Diehard. I mean,
they did destroy the 76ers.
He skipped the Met Gala with his chick to go watch the game.
Give me a break, dude. That seems to me like an out. What do you mean skipped? Oh no, I don't have to go to this pretentious event where I have to wear this.
You don't think there was pushback from his publicists and from his handlers and people like that?
Bro, the fact of what you just said just blows my mind. His handler, bro, I'm Timothy Chalamet. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do. It does me not going to a Met Gala mean I'm not going to get a reduced size on my next movie? Absolutely.
By the way, I'm a huge Chalamet guy. I love Chalamet. I think he's great. Guy knows ball. Did you ever see him on College Football?
When he did his college picks?
Yeah. And he did pretty well, did he? He broke down like every game, and he like knew every quarterback and head coach and everything. It's impressive. And then to go in there and watch him, like, bro, he killed it as Willy Wonka. Like Dune is a great movie. Everything he's done pretty much is I feel like has been pretty good. So shout out to him, man. Look, bro, he's got a billionaire chick, bro. God bless him. Kids living the life. Reminds me of my son.
Is he?
I do want to say, though, the other series is very interesting as well, too, as the Spurs go down 0-1. And I don't know if you saw this, but they clipped. So did you see the stats at all? Victor Wembanyama had like 11 blocks, I want to say, or something like that.
In the first half, I thought something like that.
How many did he have for the game, Jeremy? Do you know? He had 12?
12
for the game. So they clipped every one of them, and almost half of them were actual goaltends. That didn't get called, or I think 4 of them were for sure goaltends that didn't get called. And so they were asking Chris Finch after the game, and he's like, "Yeah, we won." Blah blah blah. He's like, 12 blocks is great, but like you got to call the goaltends. He's like, "You're telling me 8 points, right? 8 points that didn't get called there. 8 points in an NBA game is life and death. Like that is it." So I think they have a little bit of an issue.
Do you think it's just tough to see with the arc because he's up so high?
He's like catching it off the backboard. So I don't really know. I don't really know what the excuse is. I'll say this: they got a problem, man. Minnesota plays hard, bro. Like they come at you. Shannon, Ao, they picked up these dudes who push the pace, push the ball up the court. I like what I'm seeing from Minnesota. I've said for 2 series now. Well, I guess 1 series. Somebody needs to go like Kobe did in the Olympics on Pau Gasol. Someone needs to go straight through his chest. You think Curry's gone after this upcoming next season? Where do you think he's going? Yeah, Shannon Ao both from Illinois. I know that. But I just think like remember that play where Kobe just boom runs straight through Pau Gasol and sets a tone. I think I'd do the same thing with Wembanyama. He's just so like soft. Now I don't know if you saw what they were running. They call it the Gortat screen, where basically you run a high pick and roll. And you get it so that your post defender basically kind of boxes Wemby out, and that creates a lane for your guy to drive in. That's where you saw Anthony Edwards taking advantage in the 4th quarter, trying to get the ball to the hole. So I love Ant. Ant's my favorite player in the NBA. I've said it over and over and over again. I don't know what we're watching here.
This was supposed to be. It showed his 12 blocks, the breakdown of his goaltendings, but apparently there's a lot of fluff in here as well, and a lot of commentary, which nobody knows a shit about. But go ahead.
Hornets or playoff time needs point guards to win.
I think Curry gone after this upcoming. Jeff, what do you think about that? Steph Curry gone. You know he has relatives in Winter Park.
I
bring the family to O-Town, baby.
You know he owns a house here, right?
I just said that. Winter Park.
Oh yeah, he bought a house here 2 years ago, whatever it was.
Technically, I think it's his mother-in-law's or something of that nature, but yes.
Well, their family, his brother is married to Callie Rivers. Seth is married to Callie, and Callie is obviously Doc's daughter, who grew up in Winter Park. So there's the tie there with everything.
Doc who?
Too. Plus
Doc Rivers?
Yeah, Doc Rivers. Plus
Doc Rivers is from Orlando?
Austin played at Winter Park because Doc was the head coach here at the time.
Bro, you're acting like I grew up here. Okay, I'm a transplant.
All right, so Doc Rivers was head coach of the Orlando Magic years ago. He had a son, Austin Rivers, played at Winter Park High School.
Okay.
They put down roots here. Callie Rivers was one of the best volleyball players in the country. Austin Rivers was Naismith Award winner, best high school basketball player in the country from Winter Park.
Okay.
Credo, 1 second. Let me get through this.
got to multitask, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Basically, they put down roots. They both go to Winter Park. Callie ends up going to University of Florida. Austin goes to Duke. Austin plays 6 months at Duke. Boom, goes to the NBA. 10-year career in the NBA. Now he's a commenter. Which I think he actually has a great, does a great job commenting as well too. I think he's super knowledgeable. I think the back and forth with him and Draymond is pretty funny as well too. But yes, Seth, who also went to Duke at the time, when Austin was there as well too. Seth Curry played for Duke. Around the same time that his brother was going to Davidson. Now, between that, he ended up meeting Callie Rivers through Austin. Boom, they all become one. Him and Callie get married. Now the families are tied together. Now here we are, years and years and years later. The thing with Seth or with Steph is going to be, is Steve Kerr going to stay around? I know Steve Kerr's meeting with the Warriors this week to decide his future. I know that the big television companies are trying to pull Steve Kerr away from coaching. Does Steve Kerr want to still do it? I also heard something funny from Bill Simmons, which is, LeBron's probably not going to be back in LA next year because I don't think they're going to be able to find a number that's suitable and correct. So then where does LeBron go shop himself? Well, he's always wanted to play with Steph. So does LeBron just say, you know what, I'm going to go play a year in Golden State and finish this up, try to get one more chip? Also, obviously the Giannis rumors there have been, blowing away about him going to Golden State. And then you could also see something like, Kevin Durant hopping on as well too. And you could just call them the Expendables because they would just be a bunch of over the hill peak guys that, are trying to go one last time to go win something. So there's a lot of moving parts in the NBA.
We'll see what happens. I don't see Steph Curry playing anywhere besides Golden State. I think he supplemented himself and his legacy, and I just think the ties that he has to that community, his restaurants, everything that he has with his wife, I just don't see it happening.
I think it would take a lot. I mean, he is the highest paid player in the NBA. So, but you do also live in California, which is, the most taxes that you're going to pay in the state. So,
but I've said
I
this
think
before,
I think if Kevin Durant goes back, I mean, could you imagine? Could you imagine, Jeffrey, all of the dudes in the basements of their mother's houses behind the keyboards if Kevin Durant went back and joined up with LeBron and Steph in Golden State? Honestly, it would probably go against LeBron as well. Honestly, they would be shit. Here, I can already see the headlines. Is LeBron's legacy tainted by chasing the chip and creating another super? He created the first super team, and now he's going to go out on a super team. What do you think, Jeffrey? It would be must-see TV.
I think people are going to hate LeBron no matter what LeBron does.
What would your thoughts be on that? What would your thoughts be if Steph, KD, and LeBron all teamed up at Golden State?
Can't wait to watch.
Okay. Well, on that note, yeah.
What do you want me to say? Oh, it's bad for the game. It's a bunch of over the hill hoopers who, maybe have one more shot at glory. I don't know. I have no problem with it whatsoever.
My biggest question: what would be the over under on how many games all three of them played together? 35.
I was gonna say under 41.
Yeah, that would be the interesting one.
So, I just don't know if they could play with Draymond. Would be the thing.
I thought Draymond's up though, isn't he?
Did you see Draymond came out and said that he thinks that Steve Kerr has hindered his career?
How so?
By not allowing him to be more offensively open and fluid.
I don't know, bro. I don't know what happens behind.
What an insane statement to make. Like, talk about not being like mentally all together there. What are you talking about, bro? People allow you to shoot jump shots wide open. They give you Ben Simmons treatment because you cannot shoot the basketball. You are so offensively inept that people allow you the most space in the NBA to do whatever you want.
Who's the better offensive player, Draymond Green or Dennis Rodman?
Draymond.
It was close, though. You had to think about it. Yeah, I don't think that's anything close to that, Credo, honestly. Yeah. The Bulls, MJ wanted to retire. Bull. I don't think he didn't even want to play for the Wizards. The only reason why he played for the Wizards because he's part owner and he needed the ticket sales. That's the only reason why he played for the Wizards. I don't see that happening with Steph. We'll see, though. I mean, like I said, he's the highest paid basketball player in the league. You know what? Also, I heard, though, a funny statement. He was talking about how the NBA players are still underpaid. I don't know if you saw that comment or not. And not only did he say that they're underpaid, he said, well, if I go to a team and that team is valued at $1 billion, right? And then I elevate the status of that team and now it sells for $3 billion. I don't get a piece equity of that $2 billion. You know what, bro? Like, you can tell he's been in California and around Steve Kerr for too long.
I'm gonna say this though, is
Give me
that
a
like
break.
it doesn't even bother me. Like this whole thing of like, we view the world differently than he does, right? He's more than happy to be in California and pay taxes and be and put his money towards social programs, which is absolutely whatever it is. Like, no, like
Gavin Newsom's campaign fund.
Like this whole thing with like Mandami, where people are like, oh, blah blah blah, and people are like, oh, we'll move to New York. We want to be part of that. So there are a section of people who would like to be part of a society like that. And listen, more power to those people. If you would like to, be part of socialism, that's cool. That is your choice as a human being to go be part of that experiment. It's just not my choice, but I don't hate anybody for wanting to go do that and be a part of it. Go ahead. I think it's the same mindset that Steph has. It's like he is all these causes, right? He is a democratic warrior, and so I think he has no
He's
problem
a
doing any of it.
Democratic warrior. Democratic warrior.
The warrior for the
Wow.
Democratic Party. I don't know whatever.
All right. So when instead of jumping on the fact that he's not making money off billions of dollars in sales, wouldn't he be in the more tax the rich anyway? So he would want a slice of that, but he would want to give up 80% of it.
I don't think he has a problem doing that. I think he thinks that he has enough money for the rest of his life.
So then why do you need the owner's share as well? If you've got all this money, why do you need another piece of the pie? You're the highest paid player in NBA, and you say, I'm not paid enough. Jeff, that would be like you going to Marriott and being like, I ring up this much in sales. I do this. I saw your profit statement last week, brother. I saw your first quarter results. I want my check now. I demand 10% of revenue. In what world does that ever work?
Oh, that was the other piece too. Was Klay Thompson? It was like Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Giannis, and Steph all on the same team.
Put them all together. Watch Oklahoma City still beat them. Jeff, Live Golf done. Are you okay with it? I know you're kind of sad. I know that there's been a time that you really embraced Live Golf there for a while.
Was there?
But it looks like as many people predicted, it was going to go as long as the Saudis were willing to fund it.
Yeah.
And apparently though, I don't know if you've also seen the rumors here, which we'll get back to. There's been rumors of GameStop buying eBay. Have you seen that?
Yes, I watched the interview of the guy.
Okay. Did you see where they're getting their funding?
No.
The Saudis, Jeff. So the Saudis are going to say, you know what? Instead of giving all this money over here to these golfers, which we're getting no return,
zero,
we're gonna go over here and we're gonna get eBay, the number one sales platform in the world, partner with this GameStop, and things are going to take off here. So apparently the Saudis are just reinvesting their money into some other American company. But Jeff, back to Live. What are you okay? I mean, what happens next?
Is eBay an American company?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Where did you think it was?
I don't know.
China?
I don't know where things are based at nowadays, man.
I guarantee it, eBay. I'll go California.
Silicon.
Yeah. Where is eBay headquartered? San Jose, California. Yeah. Same with Google, or rather with all that. Yeah. So, I mean, what's next, Jeff? I mean, first of all, are you okay
with Live going down?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty hilarious, the mass exodus that we're seeing now. And how are these players gonna, is it they're used to playing part-time, they're used to getting paid. It's a team game. I think some of the aspects that they thought about with Live were interesting and fun. You look at like the Zurich Open they just had, where the Fitzpatrick brothers won the Zurich Open, and Matt Fitzpatrick and his brother gets his tour card going forward for the win. Those are really cool things, and some of the different ways that Live would do things I thought were cool, but I never thought that I would ever catch on.
You didn't like the party atmosphere?
No, not really. I mean, why do people love the Masters so much? Why is the Masters the most sought after ticket in almost all the sports, right?
Because it's the most exclusive.
Right. And there's an exclusivity point where
but I could also counter you. Why is the Waste Management Open so popular?
I don't even know if it's that popular. I think it is popular, but I don't think it's like a bucket list thing. Tyson, do you have the Waste Management as like somewhere where you have to go before you pass away? No.
But it does look awfully sexy that one year when the Super Bowl was there the same week.
It's really cool if you're like an Arizona State frat kid, right? Like, and to go and like, party.
Well, I'm just saying, it's just
whatever.
It's probably the most party atmosphere golf venue on the docket. And that's just two completely different things when you're talking about the Masters. I mean, the Masters is just one of those things that, I mean, and it's a bucket list because it's so hard to get to. Just kind of like a Super Bowl. It's just the tickets are insanely priced. It's a rich man's entry. It's a rich man's everything. But like, I think that's what makes it so desirable I mean, like a Ryder Cup. I mean, a lot of people have going to a Ryder Cup on their bucket
Yeah,
list.
I don't. Why would they never do a Ryder Cup at Augusta?
They don't want it. Do you know that like I said, the members can only play golf there like 5 months out of the year.
I know.
Like the golf it's just under manicures, like pristine the rest of the time. So I think that they don't think that they can host an event like that and still have the Masters to where it needs to be.
It would be so cool to have, though. Could you imagine?
I could. I've been there. I've been there many times, actually. I've been there 5 times. Yeah, it was a nice time.
What a flex.
Well, yeah, thank you. I had a member's badge last time. Yeah, another flex there. Had lunch with Arnold Palmer and Nick Faldo, Tiger Woods, but that's just a whole different ballgame.
Curry and Clay and Jimmy Butler team up would be much more easier to build than Curry and Jimmy Butler and Green.
Is Jimmy Butler still under contract?
Yes.
I mean, honestly, I think that they're all shit. I think those superstars are past their prime and they're just trying to hold on to something to get that last paycheck, and their health is showing it.
I think you need a good high post screener and passer, which is why Draymond was so good in that role. Jimmy Butler is not the same. And also Jimmy wants to score. Draymond doesn't want to score. Doesn't care about scoring.
Well, apparently he does, Jeff. Apparently he does.
Like, first of all, the number one player that they could ever add that would be the most amazing fit to that would be Nikola Jokic, right? Like him in the high post with Steph Curry running around would be unbelievable. And then if you had like somebody else as a slasher on the other side where Steph could do his thing and run around the top, and you got a guy who could back cut the Jokic could just hit, it would be absolutely diabolical. I'm just
living in a fantasy world, man.
Yeah,
you're living in a fantasy world.
Obviously the Pistons game. I think the Pistons are going to dominate that series against Cleveland, if nothing for the fact that James Harden is playing for the Cavs and just continuously in his career has shown that he does not show up in the playoffs. I also think that the matchups are terrible for them. Duren actually does match up well. And Cade is just going to be Cade. Like, I think it's a foregone conclusion. So I think that's going to be a really tough series. I could see that being a gentleman's sweep as well, too. 4-1 Pistons, something like that. The other one, I think that Philly will bounce back tonight. Embiid's been really good. This is kind of a big moment in the series. I feel like they cannot get blown out again. If they get ran out of the building, man, it's going to be pretty bad. Their guard play, interesting. I heard TJ talking about them putting Mikal Bridges on Tyrese Maxey, and that's just lockdown, shut down, forget about it. I think Knicks fans are a little delusional here. I think Maxey just had a bad game. I like their guard play over in Philly, so I think that'll be really interesting to be able to monitor and watch.
Good stuff, Jeff. Good stuff. We're back to basketball. Did you watch any hockey?
It's on. And can I tell you the most frustrating thing? I work like 6 days in a row this week, whatever it is.
Unacceptable.
So every night, 7:00, I walk into the bar and I flip on basketball. Also, the NBA is the dumbest league in the world. Why do you continuously have a game that over the two games have overlapped each other the past 2 nights? Why are we doing that? And they're not even on they're on different streaming services. How am I supposed to watch a game?
Do you get Amazon Prime over there?
Yeah, of course. Oh,
really?
You mean at the restaurant? No.
Yeah.
No Prime, no Peacock, no nothing. It's just they're dumb. I'm gonna stand by that. But each night I've walked into the bar the past few nights and flipped on basketball at 7:00. And I flipped it on, and here we go. It's LeBron versus the Oklahoma City Thunder and blah blah blah. And somebody goes, "Can you put hockey on?" Ugh. And I'm just like,
Jeff, hockey playoffs are just.
I cannot wait for the Canadians who have been overtaking Orlando for the past 2 weeks to go back to Canada. I love you. I appreciate you. It's great to have you here. We love having you. But I would really like to watch basketball at my restaurant when we're slow.
Hockey's just better, bro. Hockey is just better. It's just more. There's no taking time off in hockey. There's no lollygagging up the court. There's no cherry picking. It's just boom, boom, boom. 1 minute intervals, shift changes, just full on out aggression.
Carito, why would Steph Curry
Yeah, we're not
go
going.
to
We're
the
not doing that. We're not.
Spurs?
Why would he go to the Hornets?
Well, because his dad Dell played for them, and I guess he's thinking there's some kind of sentimental thing there, and that if Steph went to
Could you
the
imagine
Hornets,
Ball and Curry on the same team?
well, you would get rid of Ball.
Okay, well, at least we're on the same page with that.
Yeah.
So real quick though, some of the favorites. Little bit of a mix up here. The Edmonton Oilers went down to the Ducks in the first round, which was kind of crazy. The Wild also took out the number 2 seed. The Wild took out the Stars. Why is there two seeds? Why is there another 1 seed? That's weird. I don't know how that works. Anyway, unfortunately, the Tampa Bay Lightning did go out. So I think this will be the first year, Jeremy, correct me if I'm wrong, in like 4 years that a Florida team will not play for the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I mean,
We should bring Jeremy in here. Let's bring Jeremy in.
Yeah,
there.
why don't you? Yeah, come on
Put
in.
your headphones
6
on,
years. Yeah, put your headphones on, Jeremy. Come on in. Come on in, big boy. Guys, what you know, this is the one, the only, the sexy 3-time. Good afternoon.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
So this is 6 years
6 years. Yep.
that a team will not be in. Yeah, that's right. So, wow. 1, 2, and out of the past 6 years, 4 have won the Stanley Cup. Wow, good stuff here. Good stuff here.
Is Jalen Milroe playing tight end that I was not aware of? Carito?
Is he transitioning? Because
I'm very confused.
I don't know either. One of the interesting things, 3-time, I don't know if you saw that the Bears are the favorites to sign David Njoku.
How many tight ends do you guys need?
we already have 5.
That's the question. Apparently, on the poly market, they are 46% to sign him.
I mean, we've got Cole. We've got Colston. We picked up Roush from Stanford. We picked up another kid from Iowa as an undrafted free agent.
I don't. Maybe the mad scientist has got something cooking here. I don't. I have no idea, but that's absolutely crazy.
Not sure.
Jeff, did you happen to check out the Kentucky Derby this week?
Electric. Absolutely electric. I thought it was fantastic.
You know what that really reminded me of? And I can't remember the game. I think it was called the Breeders' Cup at Dave and Buster's back in the day.
Okay.
It used to be,
man. God,
where you used to breed.
Yes.
Oh, wasn't it right? You breed your own horses. And there was always one that I always picked, Jeff, and it was Last Spurt. So basically, when you bred a horse for the last spurt, that's exactly what you saw. He hangs back, and then you get him like halfway around, and you start gently tapping, Jeff. Gently tapping. Next thing you know, here he comes. That horse was in second to last place going into like to the last turn. And that dude just pooh.
And then there was and if you got it right, you could do a double tap and he would speed burst.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Or you would have the zebra horse, the golden,
Yep.
you get the golden. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man, that game.
One of the best games.
They were supposed
to be making that for console for like actual, and then I don't know whatever happened.
Oh man, I think I lost my cards in one of my moves a few years ago, but I still had all of my cards for my horses.
Oh yeah.
Because you got to name the horse, and then they would print out this little card, and you would put it in. Oh my God, me and my buddy used to play that in Illinois, and then when we came down here, we found it and we played it down here too, and it was a lot of time wasted playing that game.
Not wasted, bro.
No,
not wasted. Jeff, I can see the confusion on your face right now, Jeff. This is it right here.
There's some old shit. Yeah,
this is it right here. But at Dave and Buster's, there was just like 3 or 4 rows.
It was 2 rows of 8. Yeah, you had 8 people that would play it at the same time.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that
you had to build up your horse. You had to feed them. You had to get them a pet.
Exercising.
Train them. Yep.
Yeah, there's nothing better than watching the ponies, man. I've had some really great times at horse tracks.
Is there any horse tracks around here?
Yeah, there's Tampa Bay Downs.
Tampa Bay Downs, yeah.
Well, let's get a trip. Boys
Dude,
trip.
First of all, we should take the ladies. They love it. My wife didn't think
Because
she
I'm
was going to
excluded
like
from this
it.
trip.
We'll find you whatever you need.
What did he just say?
He goes, I guess I'm excluded from this trip.
Oh no! you
Also,
can-
just
you
because
can-
we bring women, doesn't
Jeremy,
mean-
you're always welcome to be a wheel.
Like-
Like, come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just went to New Orleans with my wife and her best friend. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
Look at this. They got poker there too.
Dude, it's awesome. It's so cool. And the beers are so cheap. And you go walk up to like one of these guys who's got the whole spread out there and, you know, he's marking everything off. And you're like, what are you looking at today, Billy? You know, and like you can talk to all the jockeys walking by and you ask the trainers as they're going to, we're like, hey, how's he looking? Is he good? Is he swirly? What's going on?
Is he taking a dump yet?
Great. It's so much fun, dude. And you're right there at the finishing line. There's nobody out there. You're just,
Actually,
Well,
I
it looks like we just missed it, Jeff. They had live racing there May 1st through the 3rd, and they will not have live racing back again, probably because it's too hot. I'm assuming
yeah.
till November.
What's the other one? There's another one that's down in Miami as well too.
Oh, I've been to that one too. That's
It's really cool. There's restaurants everywhere. There's a casino that's there as well too.
Gulfstream Racing
Gulfstreams,
Park.
Yes.
Yeah, Gulfstream Park is dope. Shout out Gulfstream Park. Casino, horse racing, restaurants everywhere. There's like 5 or 6 restaurants in there that are all well known. It's cool. Good times. They have simulcast up there. They literally walk the horses out into the middle of this concourse where all the restaurants are, where you can be sitting there having whatever, and you see that they like do the whole pony show, bring them around and have them prance. It's really cool.
Do they have racing every weekend?
I went down to Miami for a Cubs series many years ago through the Friendly Confines in Waterford Lakes. You bought tickets. You got tickets for all 3 games, and they had a hotel package. And we went there, and for the night game, me and my buddy went to the horses and sat there, and we bet on the games, and we ended up winning like $500 or $600. So it paid for our whole trip. So we were like, yeah, that was a good.
Well, I know the Cubs
racing.
games
Had some
tickets weren't any
beers.
more than $25. You go see a
it was-
nice
and,
cheap
this
game
was
at
back-
Marlins Stadium.
No, this was before Marlins Stadium. This was back in the day. This was before.
Maybe
they
make a
built
whole
the
weekend out. Get some horse
monstrosities.
racing. Maybe go see some high lie. You know, little South Beach action.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I took Amanda, and we took the girls when we were down there. My buddy and his girl and some other ones, and it was a great time. It's a great time. But the drinks are so cheap. It's just like you're
Even in Miami.
in Miami. Yeah,
I was to say, there's hardly anything that's cheap in Miami.
most of the horse tracks though, they're all. I mean, they're trying to cater to the $3 glasses of wine, you know, $2 draft crowd. It's not. All right, that'll do it.
That's gonna do it.
What's that?
That's my heart every time I see Jeffrey get on the screen in the morning. That's gonna do it for us today on the Uninformed Fan, everybody. I hope everybody has a great week. Don't forget, if you're checking out those cards, go see Thomas Membre. The website's up, by the way, Jeff. Have you seen the new website?
No, I have not. I'll have to definitely check that out.
Yeah, it's legit, bro. It's legit. You know who built it?
AI.
Me. Yeah, I mean it's legit, bro. It's legit.
Nice.
Yeah. Until then, we'll be back next Wednesday. Until then, if you do happen to be driving over the weekend, please, for the love of God, stay out of the left-hand lane.
Be great.